told you that pigeons are awful, you'd agree with me, because everyone hates pigeons. They're nasty and gross and carry disease and poop on statues and are basically flying rats, right? Wrong. They're cool. You know what? I bet pigeons hate you. At least they would have a reason. Pigeons have done shit like serving in World War II. What have you done? Nothing, probably. Pigeons have done more for society than you ever will, and it's about time you start respecting them. Pigeon fact. Pigeons and doves? They're the same thing. Like, actually, the pigeon-dove situation is kinda similar to dogs if we had different names for big dogs versus small dogs. Like if big dogs were called pigeons and small dogs were called doves. And then medium dogs were referred to as either depending on what mood we're in. Also, you know how when you think of a pigeon you think of this guy, but then when you think of a dove you think of this other guy? Yeah, that's pigeon racism. These dudes are actually called rock doves, yet everyone calls them pigeons and hate on them and then turn around and idolize doves. I mean, joke's on everyone, they're the same thing, so those birds you release at weddings that you think are so cool are actually the same dudes you threw slurs at in the CVS parking lot. Rats with wings. Racist. While most of you are probably mad at me for calling you a pigeon racist, I'm sure some of you are still stuck on the fact that pigeons served in World War II. Yes, that is a fact. I didn't make that up. This specific segment of World War II is known as Operation Columba. Why Columba? Because pigeons belong to the family Columbidae. Duh. Operation Columba was an impulse of an idea by a man named Rex Pearson, a former MI6 officer, in November of 1940. He proposed dropping carrier pigeons all over Germany with little questionnaires strapped to their legs that people could fill in with any information on the Germans that they could. Unfortunately for Rex, MI6 thought the idea was stupid and told him to go away and that he was a little stinky pee-pee boy and that he was a former officer for a reason. I'm paraphrasing a little, but that's basically what they told him. Out of spite, Rex brought up this idea to others in military intelligence, who generally hated the MI6 division because they were kinda cliquey and wouldn't let anyone else sit at their lunch table. So they were super on board with the idea, and thus MI14B was born. Title's a little bit less cool though. I'll tell you up front, no one thought this would work. The general consensus was that all the pigeons would be eaten by hawks or shot down for food. Both these things did happen, by the way, just not to all of the pigeons like people thought. On April 8th, 1941, the first pigeon drop happened over Belgium. 2 days later, the first pigeon comes back with tons of information on German war plans. Some of the other pigeons came back later, but this was really the only useful one for a while. A couple months later in July, and the British get a way cooler pigeon and probably forget about the first one. This new guy had 2 tiny pieces of paper with over 5,000 words written on it, and even a little map of the German front lines. Turns out, this pigeon found his way into a prison filled with people just itching to snitch on the Germans. The prisoners asked for more pigeons, and the British kinda did the thing that dads do when they're watching golf on the TV and you walk up to them and try and show them the cheetah you just drew with your new crayons, but for some reason, golf is just way too interesting. So they give you the, yeah, that's cool, without even looking and swatting you away like you're some kind of fly. So that ended up being the conclusion of Operation Columba. The British just kinda lost interest and that was that. Pigeon fact. I drew this on MS Paint. Something cool about pigeons that not many people know is that they're actually really closely related to the dodo bird. I'm not making this one up either. When you look at these two pictures, you don't super see the resemblance. But when I slide this guy in, oh yeah, now you see it. The largest pigeon that's around nowadays is the Victoria crowned pigeon, and she's very large. Like 32 inches long large. Like turkey-sized large. These birds are big, and I'd be willing to bet that if you just saw a picture of these guys, you'd have no idea they're pigeons. Because when you think pigeon, you think these guys, because you're a bird racist. Anyway, now that I've told you about the largest pigeon, how about the smallest one? That title is held by the diamond dove. Yes, I know it's a dove, but remember that doves and pigeons are the same thing. This little bird is only 2 inches long. One of these guys could sit on a toothpick and have room to spare. The diamond dove isn't the type of bird who's going to take up all the space on the couch and then not move when other people need to sit. The diamond dove would relocate to the armrest so its friends could sit comfortably. The diamond dove is aware of personal space and goes out of its way to grant you that personal space. What can I say? The diamond dove is just a chill, fun-loving critter. Pigeon fact! Like bees, pigeons can communicate with each other through dancing. However, this is really only utilized when adult pigeons communicate with their young. This fact might be made up. Facts don't always have to be true. At this point, your opinion on pigeons should have changed. You should no longer be seeing them as nasty little dudes with no regard to where they poop. You should see them as cool little dudes with no regard to where they poop. Where they poop is their own business. Stop concerning yourself with that. In the event that your opinion didn't change, please rewatch this video until it has. Pigeon fact, this video is over.